Hi, Gemini. Welcome to your November 2021 General Tarot reading. It's Raina here. Okay, I'm going to pick an additional card for clarification purposes. That's really cool depiction of the Ace of Swords, by the way. And you are swords, so pay attention. It's a nice depiction of that, the meaning of it. Okay, so first of all, the way that I can't, this feels weird to me to do things like this, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't know how this is going to turn out, in other words. But the heart of the matter is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of financial independence. And I suppose that's why they have that bird like that, to show the freedom that the person is experiencing. And this can come from different things. Maybe you're retiring. Maybe you are divorced, you just got divorced or about to get divorced, and you are supporting yourself for the first time in many years. Perhaps you're getting some kind of a pension and you're not like of retirement age, but you've put in X number of years, so you get that. There's all kinds of possibilities. Or you really see that you need to have financial independence. You feel like you are dependent on somebody else, and you want to get that. This is your goal, is financial independence. In the past position, we have the Two of Cups, and you can see that this is a card of commitment, but it's more than that. It's a beautiful illustration, though, isn't it? The colors are amazing. It's also a card of forgiveness, and it's a card, what else is it a card of? It can be a card of having to make a choice, maybe between, torn between two lovers, that kind of thing. And in any case, with the Nine of Pentacles, that might be something that the other thing too is it can be reuniting with someone. And so even if this is work related, and if you really felt like you regret quitting a job because you miss it after you leave, I'm not talking about financially, but you just miss it, you might have gotten some kind of feeler from a former employer that, hey, the door's always open to come back, and so you're debating whether or not you need to do that. The higher message is the Wheel. This is the Wheel of Fortune in other decks, and this is number 10 in the Major Arcana. I mean, that's what it's numbered. It's actually the 11th card. You start with the Fool card, but it is number 10. 10 is the end of some kind of an era in numerology. It can be this, it's actually also a beginning because it reduces to a 1. But there is that sense of completion. with the number 10. And as the higher message with the, thinking about what the Wheel of Fortune represents, this can be a card of, on the higher level, the spiritual level, of understanding that there's always ebbs and flows in life. And sometimes a person is on top of the world and everything is aligned and they're really flowing well. And then they get out of alignment and it seems like everything kind of becomes more and more difficult. And the key is to understand what it is that you came here to express and how you came here to serve. And then that way you will be more likely to be aligned with your purpose and all of that. But when people are trying to fight against the current and do something that they're not really aligned with, it makes it that much harder. What crosses you is the Moon card. I love this. This is one of my favorites because I love those colors, like the blue-green and the green-blue and I just love this card altogether. And the Moon card is in the challenge position, so that can indicate that maybe you're deceiving yourself about something that is connected to a situation that involves another person or maybe more than one person with the Two of Cups. I would even say with the Nine of Pentacles, Gemini, forget about just the financial aspect of it. To me, what just kind of came to me is that the Nine of Pentacles can be you, if you have left somebody or, maybe you didn't want to end it, but whatever, whoever ended it, you both left each other. If you have ended a relationship, and you're debating whether or not to go back to another person, or if that person who ended it wants you back, whatever's going on, the Nine of Pentacles can be that you have stabilized yourself with yourself. In other words, if we look at the number 9 as a number of solitude, as in the major arcana, the 9 is the Hermit card. And it is about being a light worker, definitely. 9 is a life path. But regardless, Pentacles relate to Earth, and Earth is very stable. So I could see, with the Nine of Pentacles, somebody who has been in a relationship that ends, and they have to take time to acclimate themselves to their new life where they are flying solo. And yet once you do that, and then somebody all of a sudden wants you back, it's kind of like a bit of a conflict because you've gone so far, and now it's like, do you really want to take that on? And also, the Moon card can indicate deception. Sometimes if it's the other person who's being deceptive, they may have an addiction, they may have some kind of a mental imbalance that they're able to hide. But perhaps if you were with them all the time, you would begin to see that this is the case, and it would possibly negatively impact you as well. What is coming in is the Seven of Pentacles. This is a card you can see he's looking at the growth. This is the Farmer's card. It's about assessing where you're at so you can determine what you're going to do about a situation. And for instance, if with the Nine of Pentacles you have decided to work for yourself, you may still be in a period of time where you're trying to figure out whether or not it has really panned out for you. And it does take time, patience. This is a card of patience to make sure that you are applying yourself and that you are not rushing things, expecting too much too soon, and so on and so forth. Same with relationship issues. If you have recently committed with someone after being alone, you may have a period of adjustment to make, especially for a sign that's as independent as Gemini. The outcome is the Ten of Swords, and I did pick an additional card. The Ten of Swords is a card of betrayal. But in this deck, you see how positive it is. It has like this, usually they have like this animal with all these knives sticking out of it. So it's not a very pleasant card. And in this deck, they have a light background. So this deck might be leaning more towards an interpretation of the Ten of Swords, which can be there are lighter days ahead, that you've already hit bottom and you're starting to go away from that. So what I would say, I'm going to, since I happen to use this deck, I'm going to choose that interpretation, because I don't see anything here that points to betrayal. What may be happening for you, Gemini, is that you have to kind of get used to the fact, if you have if you're pondering whether or not to commit to someone, is that if you have had negative experiences in the past, that you don't have to fear that you're going to repeat history necessarily. As long as you give it time to develop, and that's what the Seven of Pentacles, and give yourself time. If you're not ready to agree to somebody's proposal, whether it is marriage or moving in with someone, or agreeing to a monogamous relationship, because some Gemini people might be like, let's just see each other when we see each other. I don't want to be tied down or things like that. And that in some cases, it might be because of the lifestyle you lead, that you don't have a lot of time to just devote to a one-on-one relationship. But in some cases, it could be past history that is less than pleasant. And so the Ten of Swords can be saying you're on the uptick. Things are looking up. And so I picked a clarification card, and I just love this because it really shows, and it's just so clever with the, to make it look like a snail shell as well. But this is the Ace of Swords, and swords are all air signs, but as you see, it's almost like coming from the third eye or something, or the pineal gland. The idea of the connection with the higher self. Ace of Swords to me ultimately is, and it's funny that that's the card that is right below the Moon card, because that goes in tandem with that card. That you can see through any deception, including your own. And that can make it easier for you to make a decision that maybe you have been agonizing over, and being able to tap into your higher self for that wisdom and guidance. So that's what I have for you, Gemini. I hope that this resonated. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Oh, and by the way, the lunar eclipse for you on November 19th in Taurus is in your 12th house. So that that could be the Moon card too. It's like, because the Moon rules the moon is connected to Pisces in the tarot, even though it rules Cancer in astrology. And so Pisces rules the 12th house. So that might be that some kind of like deception, maybe that'll come out in November for you, so that you see the whole picture of whatever it is, so that you can make a wise decision. Okay, if you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.